Hello dear students, in this video we are going to discuss a very simple and important topic from UPSC perspective named Venn diagram, right? And in this video we are going to discuss some previous year questions from this topic also, right? So this question is theory along with the previous year questions, right? So here in part 1 we are going to discuss theory only, right? And in part 2 we will be discussing the previous year questions from this topic, right? And before starting the video, let me tell you the question pattern. Let me tell you the pattern of this topic, like the weightage of this topic, in fact, I should say. So in 2014, they have given 2 questions. In 2015, they have asked 3 questions. 16 and 17, unfortunately, there was no question from this topic, right? And in 2018, 1 question was there. In 2019, 3 questions were there, right? And in 2020, no question was there, right? And friends, if this pattern continues, then in 2021 you may expect around 0 to 2 questions from this topic, right? And yes, this topic is actually a very simple topic. During your preparation, you just give 1 hour of your, right? 1 hour of your, and followed with some 15-20 odd questions, practice questions, right? And you will get a good grasp over this topic, right? And after that, please try to solve all the previous year questions based on this topic, right? And definitely, like, you will get a good command over this topic, right? Just by this much preparation, okay? And if you get around 2 to 3 questions from this topic in the coming examination, so in CSAT, 2 questions means 2 into 2.5, 2 question means 5 marks, right? So 5 marks play a very good role, because this paper is just a qualifying in nature. So you have to secure just like 67 marks, right, in this question paper. So like 5 marks, you know, they are important. So I should, I will recommend this topic for the preparation of CSAT, right? You should definitely, you know, prepare this topic for your CSAT question paper, right? So now let's start with the questions. The concept is, it is not the question, it is just a concept, right? All the data should be similar and fill the common area first, right? This is the only condition, right? All the data should be similar. Everyone, what is the meaning of all the data should be similar, right? The data should be similar means, suppose that let's say there are 2 attributes, one is fail and another is pass, right? And there is an exam, right? So some students are there in the class, some of them are failed and some of them are passed, right? So suppose that, like, if we are drawing the, if you are drawing the Venn diagram, so Venn diagram should be based on a similar data. If all the data, if the data is given of the failed candidate, so it must be like for the entire students, it should be the failed candidates data, right? And if the data is given for passed candidate, then for all the candidates, it should be given for passed candidates, right? All the data should be similar. It is not like that, like for some students it is given for the past candidates and for some students it is given for the failed candidates. Then it will be difficult for us to solve the question, right? So all the data should be similar. This is the first condition, right? And number 2, fill the common area first, fill the intersection region first, right? So everybody, if let's say we have 2 attributes, right? If we have 2 attributes, then this is the intersection area, right? So first priority will be given to this region, right? And then second priority will be given either this to or this region, right? So for 2 attributes, the common area will be filled first, and then after that, like, you may fill any of the 2 regions, no problem, right? Right? No order is required, like for this reason or this reason, right? And similarly, if we have 3 attributes with us, right? 3 attributes, then obviously the common area for all the 3 will be this. So first priority will be given to this region, and second priority will be given to this region, right? These, like any of these 3 regions, right? And after that, third priority will be given to any of these 3 regions, right? Everybody fine? This is actually a very simple technique to solve these type of questions, right? Just start with the common area, right? So when there are 2 attributes, just start with the common area for both. And if you have 3 attributes, so just start with the common area of all the 3, and after that the common area of any of the 2, right? Okay, so this is the simple technique to solve these type of questions, right? Now let's start with the questions. Okay, first question says, In an examination, 10% of the students failed in maths, 20% failed in English, okay, 5% failed in both. Okay everyone, so 5% failed in both. So first of all, we'll be filling the 5%. 10% student failed in maths, 20% failed in English, and 5% failed in both. Alright, so 10% failed in maths. So see everyone, in maths total 10% has to be there. Out of that 5% is here, so 5% is left, right? So 5% is maths. And in English 20% has to be there inside this oval, so 5% is already there, so 15% is left, right? Okay, so now this is the failed candidates data, right? The complete data is similar and it is for failed candidates, right? So just add all of them. So 5, 5, 10, 10 and 15 is what? 25, right? So 25% candidates are failed, right? So complement of this will be passed, right? So passed candidates or passed students, right? So 100 minus 25, so this is 75%. Okay everyone, so 75% candidates are passed in the examination, right? It is a very simple question, right? Who passed in both the subjects. Alright everyone, it is a very simple question, right? Friends, one more thing I want to discuss. If the question was find percentage of the students who passed only in one subject. Okay, if this was the question, right? Find the percentage of the students who passed only in one subject. Then everyone, 5%, these 5% passed only in maths and these 15% passed only in English, right? So passed only in one subject would have been 5% plus 15%, right? So passed only in one subject would have been 20%, right everybody? So if the question were find the percentage of the students who passed only in one subject, then the answer would have been 20%, right? Or vice versa, if the question would have been find the percentage of the students who failed only in one subject, right? Who failed only in one subject. Then also the answer would have been 20%. Why? Because the candidates who passed in maths, they must be failed in English, right? And similarly, the candidates who passed only in English, they must be failed in maths, right? I repeat, the candidate who passed only in maths, they must be failed in English. And similarly, the candidate passed only in English, they must be failed in maths, right? So the candidate passed only in one subject is 20% and the candidate who failed only in one subject is also 20%. All right, everyone, fine. So question can be of any of the type, right? But this is the approach to solve the questions. All right, now let's talk about the next question. Next question is almost very much similar to this question only, right? Question says, in an examination, 45% of the students failed in maths, 30% failed in English, 15% failed in both. Okay, again, the same approach, right? Again, the same approach, maths, English. 15% failed in both, so 15% would be will be coming over here. 45% failed in maths, so 30% is left for maths alone, right? And similarly 30% in English, so 15% is left for the English alone, right? So just add all of them. So this is 60%. Okay everyone, 60% failed students are there, right? Okay, so 60% failed students. So passed in both is equal to what? 100 minus 60. So this is 40%. Okay everyone, so passed in both is 40%, right? All right, now let's move to another question. So friends, now you must have got the clear idea of how to deal with these type of questions, right? Now let's talk about the next one. Okay, next question says a hospital has 35 patients, okay, 24 of which are HIV positive, 16 have TB infection, all the patients have at least one of the two infections, the number of patients with both the infections is. Okay, everybody, it is a very simple question of Venn diagram. Here, let me tell you, HIV positive cases are what? I mean, how many? They are 24. And TB, how many? They are 16, right? So just add both of them. So 24 plus 16, it is 40, right? So the total is 40. Okay, but here, how many patients are there in the hospital? Patients are like 35 patients are there in the hospital, right? So just take the difference, 40 minus 35. What is the difference? Difference is 5, right? So this 5 is being counted twice. And how it is being happening, let me show you through the Venn diagram. So let's say this is HIV positive and this is TB. Okay, so 5 is common, right? So 5, please fill 5 over here. How many cases of HIV positive? HIV positive are 25, right? So HIV is 25. So in this oval, HIV is 24, I'm sorry. HIV is 24. So in this oval, 24 should be coming, right? So 5 is already here, so 19 is left, right? And in this oval, for TB, we should have 16 patients, right? So out of 16, 5 are already there, so 11 are left, right? So actually this is the case. Fine, this is the breakup of those 24 students. 19 have only HIV, right? And 11 have only TB, and 5 have both the infections, right, everybody? So this is like this, right? So HIV, like 24 cases of HIV and 16 cases of TB, right? It is like this. Clear? So this is the thing. Now what is the question? The number of patients with both the infections is. So answer is 5. Got it, everyone? Simple question. A very simple question, right? Now let's move to another one. Okay. Next question says, in an examination, 75% candidates passed in English, 70% passed in maths, 23% failed in both the subjects. See everyone, here the data is not common, right? The data is not similar. Wait, maths, English, right? So here it is pass and here it is fail, right? Let's say it is both also. Fine. So 75% candidates passed in English. Okay, so 75% candidates passed in English, 70% passed in maths. Okay, 70% passed in maths, and 23% failed in both. So 23% failed in both. See everybody, here 23% failed in both, question is saying, right? Clear? So this data is not similar. Okay, but we can make this data to similar, right? We can make this data similar. How? If 70% students passed in mathematics, then it means what? It means obviously 30% must have failed in that subject, right? Similarly, if 75% passed in English, then 25% must have failed, right? Then now this data is actually became similar. Failed candidates, right? For failed candidates, we have the similar data. So now the question becomes, in an examination, 30% students failed in maths, 25% failed in English, and 23% failed in both, right? Now we can draw the Venn diagram with respect to the failed candidates. Fine. So this is maths, this is English, right? So 23% failed in both the subjects. So 23 over here. Now for maths, we should have 30%. So obviously 7% left. And for English, 2% left, right? Now just add them. So this is what? This is 32% candidates are failed, right? Now passed in both is 100 minus 32, which is 68%, right? Passed in both is equal to 68%, right? Now the question says, if 136 candidates passed in both the subjects, find out the number of candidates that appeared in the examination. See everyone, according to you, 68% passed in both the subjects, and the question is saying 136 candidates are passing both the subjects, right? So 68% of the entire class is equal to 136, right? Then we need to find 100% of the entire class is equal to what? Because the question is saying how many candidates appeared in the examination, right? So this is what? This is twice of this, so it must be twice of this, right? So this is 200. Okay, So 200 students appeared for the examination, right? Everybody, this is a very simple question and a very good question. And if you don't know how to deal with these type of questions, then you won't be able to solve this question in the examination, right? Definitely you will do something wrong, right? So it's a very good question, and the answer is 200, right? Okay, now let's move to another question. Okay, next question says, in an office, 72% workers prefer tea and 44% workers prefer coffee. Okay, if each of them prefers tea or coffee and 40 like both, the total number of workers in the office is. Everybody, this question is same as HIV one, right? Or the hospital one, you can say, right? Like the question that we have done earlier, right? The question is 72% prefer coffee and 44% prefer 72% prefer tea and 44% prefer coffee. So just add them, right? What is this? This is 6 and this is 11, right? So 116% total are there, but the total we have only 100%. We all know, so 100% will be subtracted from 116%, right? So we'll be getting 16% are liking both tea and coffee, right? This is tea and coffee. Okay, so now the question is saying if 40 like both, so 16% of the total is equal to 40, right? 16% is equal to 40, then we need to find 100%. Okay, so 40 by 16 into 100, right everyone? Okay, so 8 2s are this and 8 5s are this, right? So this is 50 and this is 250. Okay everyone, so in the office we have 250 candidates, right? Okay friends, right? It's a very simple question. Okay, very simple question, right? Now let's talk about the next question. All right, I guess this question have 3 attributes, right? In an examination, 20% of the students failed in maths, 15% failed in English, and 25% failed in Hindi. Okay, fine. 3 attributes are there in this question, so please draw the diagram for 3 attributes. So maths, English and Hindi, right? So everybody, I'll be trying to fill this region first, right? This area. Okay, so now just search for all the 3 regions, right? And 2%, this question says 2% of the students failed in all the 3, right? So 2% will be coming over here. So this is 2%, right? Now we'll be filling maths and English. So maths and English, 5% of the students failed in maths and English. Fine. So 5% will be coming to this area. 5% will be coming to this area. Out of that, 2% we already have. So we are left with 3%. Okay, right. Now 10% of the students failed. 10% of the students failed in English and Hindi. English and Hindi. English and Hindi is this area. So 2% is already there. 10% should be coming. So we are left with 8%. Right. Now maths and Hindi. 15% of the students failed in maths and Hindi. 15% failed in maths and Hindi. So 2% is already here. So we are left with 13%. Okay, fine. Now let's talk about the initial data. In an examination, 20% students failed in maths, right? So maths, we total have 20% in the, we should have 20% in the mathematics. So out of that, we have 18% over here. So we are left with 2%, right? Now English, for English, we should be having 15% in this area, right? 15% in this oval. So out of that, we have 13%. So 8 to 10, 10, 3, 13. So we are left with 2%, right? Now 15, 8, 23. For Hindi, we should have 25% in Hindi, right? So 13, 10, 23. So this is 2%, right? Now this Venn diagram is now complete. The question is find out the percentage who passed in all the 3 subjects, right? So this is the data of obviously failed candidates, right? So just add all of them. So we will be getting total failed candidates, right? By adding all of them, we'll be getting total failed candidates, right? Just add all of them. So 13 to 15, 15 and 10, 25, 25 and 5, 30, 30 and 2, 32. So total failed is equal to 32%, right? So now passed, 100 minus 32, so this is 68%, right? So passed candidates is equal to 68%. Okay everyone, right? This is a very simple question, right? Similar to that we have done in 2 attributes type of questions. This is just 3 attributes type of question. This is a bit lengthy, but it's a very simple question, right everyone? So if you are like, if you have practiced these type of questions well in the, in your preparation, so during the examination you can solve these questions within like 40-50 seconds, right? If you have practiced enough these type of questions, right? Now let's try, let's talk about the next question. Okay, next question says 30% of the students in a class play only cricket. Everyone, only cricket. Cricket, if the question is say play cricket, it is different than only cricket, right? Please mind it. 20% play only football. Okay, fine. 10% play only basketball. Okay, it is again 3 attribute kind of question: cricket, football and basketball. Cricket, football and basketball. This is cricket, this is football, and then this is basketball. Okay, fine. Now 30% students play only cricket, so this is 30%. 20% play only football, so 20% play only football. 10% play only basketball. Okay, okay. 20% of the students play football and cricket. Okay, so let me find where the students are playing all the 3 games, right? So this, while 5% play all the 3 games, so just fill this 5% first, right? Now let's talk about the common for 2 games, right? So 20% of the students play football and cricket. 20% play football and cricket. So 5%, like 20% should come to this region. 5% is already here, so 15% is left, right? Okay. 15% play both basketball and cricket. 15% play basketball and cricket. So 5% is already here, so we are left with 10%. Okay. Now 10% play football and basketball. 10% play football and basketball. Football, 5% is already here, so we are left with 5 more percent, right? So everybody, this is the data of the candidates who play at least 1 game, right? I mean, who are the sports person, fine. This is the data of those students who are sports person, fine. So just add all of them. 30, 20, 50, 50, 10, 60, 60, 10, 70, 70 and 20 is 90, 90 and 5, 95, right? So 95% students play 1 or more games, right? So 95% students play 1 or more game, right? So how many don't play anything? So 5% are not playing anything, right? 5% students play no games, right? Now the question is saying 15 students play no game, right? So 5% is equal to 15, then 1% is equal to 3, then 100% is equal to what? 1% is equal to 3, then 100% is equal to 300, right? What is the question? What is the total number of students? Then obviously total number of students are 300, right everyone? Fine. So it's a very simple question, right? Again a very simple question, but it just based on 3 attributes, right? Okay, now let's talk about the next question. Next question says, in a survey 96 people liked strawberries, 98 liked raspberries and 120 liked blueberries. 18 people liked only strawberries, 20 liked only raspberries and 24 liked only blueberries. 38 people liked all the three, fine. This will be like this will be filled very first. Fine. So how many people liked raspberries and blueberries but not strawberries? Okay, this is again a very simple question based on the three attributes, right? So strawberry, raspberry and blueberry. Strawberry, raspberry and blueberry. Okay, so 38 people liked all the three. So 38 will be coming over here. So question is saying 18 liked only strawberries, right? So 18 liked only strawberries, 20 liked only raspberries and 24 liked only blueberries. Fine. So what will be coming over here is not given. Fine. So just assume this is X, this is Y and this is Z, right? For strawberry, question says 96 people liked strawberries. So this is 96, raspberry 98 and blueberry it is 120. Fine. All right. Now everyone, for a strawberry oval, total number is 96. Fine. So just add all of them. The sum of all these variables, I mean this number and variables should be equal to 96, right? So for strawberry oval, 18 plus X plus Y plus 38 has to be equal to 96, right? So 38 plus 18 is what? 56. So 56 plus X plus Y is equal to 96. Then X plus Y is equal to 40. Right? Equation number 1. Now for raspberry region, right? For raspberry region, we should have X plus Z plus 38 plus 20. So 38 plus 20 is 58. 58 plus X plus Z. 58 plus X plus Z is equal to 98. This implies what? X plus Z is equal to again 40, right? Equation number 2. Now for blueberry region, what we have? Y plus Z plus 38 plus 24 is 62. Y plus Z is plus 62. So 62 plus Y plus Z is equal to 120. Then Y plus Z is equal to 58, right? Equation number 3. Okay. Now from these two equations, right everyone, from these two equations, from equation 1 and equation 2, equation 1 and equation 2, just subtract equation 1 minus equation 2, you will be getting Y is equal to Z. Y is equal to Z, right? Just X get cancelled, Y minus Z is equal to 0, then Y is equal to Z, right? Just put Y minus Z over here, so you will be getting Y plus Y is equal to 58. This implies 2Y is equal to 58. So Y is equal to 29, right? Now what is the question? The question is, how many people liked raspberries and blueberries but not strawberries? Raspberry and blueberry but not strawberry. We need to find Z, right? We need to find the Z. So everyone, Y and Z are equal, right? Y and Z are equal. So Y is 29. So obviously Z is also 29, right everyone? So Z is also 29. A option is the correct choice, right? Okay. So this is again a very simple question, right? Based on three attributes of Venn diagram. All right. So come to next question. Oh friends, this topic is over. Hope you enjoyed the session. And in part 2, everybody, in part 2, we will be dealing with previous year questions, right? Which are from 2014 to 2020, right? So just like tune in for the next video. Okay. And once again, I'm saying that I have uploaded the PPT of this video in the PDF format, right? The link is given in the description. Please download that PDF for the better understanding of this topic, right? So hope you enjoyed the session, friends. Thanks for watching. Thank you everyone. Thank you.